Those that know me know that I'm not a fan of voting. I don't participate in the illegal, schematic ways that the United States government deals with. I just don't participate in it. Just don't like it. And that is my right. And I understand that I get a lot of crap for it. A lot of people say I should vote because this and that. But this one senator might have me enticed to getting into voting. What's up, crypto space? My name is B Roots, your host, and this is another episode of No Fun News. So let's get started. Let's figure out what's going on here. Before we get too deep into this topic, we need to go over a little bit about how central banks work. We'll be using the US Federal Reserve as an example. However, most countries today use some form of central banking, so these examples can apply to almost anywhere. In the simplest terms, the Federal Reserve maintains an incredibly high amount of control over the US economy. They set their interest rates on banking products like savings accounts and credit cards, and they also control the money supply by printing more or less new notes each year. By controlling these two aspects of the financial system, the Federal Reserve can create conditions that lead to boom or bust cycles. According to Ron Paul's recent article, the current positive economy movements we see today are the result of the Federal Reserve's meddling. He even goes as far as to refer to it as being a fantasy or an illusion. Under the thumb of men, most people today deal exclusively in the fiat currency of the nation that they live in. That means Americans mostly deal in dollars. British people mostly deal with pounds, and so on. The list goes on. What most people don't realize, though, is that this is a hazardous thing to do. It would be equivalent to putting all your life savings and cash into something like Litecoin or Ripple. That's not to say that those are bad investments. I'm not saying that. They're not saying that here. But instead, it's like putting all your eggs in one basket. If the one vehicle you store all of your value in suddenly drops, then you can see yourself in a very bad position. While cryptocurrency investors will realize the need to diversify, the average person typically does not have a good grasp on the risks inherent with holding all of their value in just one asset, namely a fiat currency. To make matters worse, many people likely don't have a good understanding of where money comes from or even how it has any value whatsoever. It makes complete sense. We only worry about where we live at, and we only deal with the types of money where we live at. You know, look at Venezuela. They're freaking screwed because all they dealt with was their Venezuelan money, and now it's just almost worth nothing, and all the people running around like chickens. It's crazy. So then comes, what does this have to do with voting? What does this have to do? People, we are coming into a major crisis. It's very possible. Let's read on. Ron Paul's argument. According to former Senator Ron Paul, because central banks can manipulate financial markets at will, individuals need to protect themselves by diversifying their holdings to include healthy portions of non-fiat stores value. The example he gave in this article include precious metals and surprisingly Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Ron Paul also made an interesting though somewhat scary prediction. Specifically, he predicts that a new recession could be coming soon. This possible recession would, according to Paul, be caused by the Federal Reserve itself. So how can individuals protect themselves? The answer is, of course, fairly obvious. If a significant number of people diversify their holdings into non-fiat assets, then they would be mostly immune to the downfall of the fiat currency. For instance, if the Federal Reserve takes measures to slow or even damage the economy, those measures would only apply to US dollars and not gold or Bitcoin. What's even more startling is that Ron Paul suggests that upcoming recessions he predicts could also bring about the end of fiat currency as we know it. This would make Satoshi like a living god, because this guy predicted and changed the world for what he saw. If you read the Bitcoin white paper, this is exactly what he was trying to solve. It's crazy. This is quote unquote Ron Paul's words. It is likely that the next Fed-created recession will come sooner rather than later. This could be the major catastrophe that leads to the end of fiat currency. How should the government act according to Ron Paul? He thinks that the government should exempt all transactions in precious metals and cryptocurrencies from capital gains taxes and other taxes. This would perhaps increase their adoption among a wider range of investors. I'm telling you this, if there is a senator or someone running for presidency that decides to just get rid of the capital gains taxes on cryptocurrency, I am voting. You heard it here first. So then it becomes Bitcoin versus the world. While Ron Paul's predictions about the doom of fiat currency will likely turn out to be overstatements, there is still some valuable information to be extracted from his findings. Most importantly, everyone should engage in the wise diversification of their savings and assets. While it's generally essential to keep most of your money in fiat currency, individuals should hold non-fiat assets as well. Doomsday scenarios aside, it's been a commonly held refrain among experts that, at very least, individuals should put at least a portion of their money into hard assets like gold and real estate. Perhaps now it's time for an average investor to take a closer look at cryptocurrencies to see if they can fit into their overall investing strategy or not. So ladies and gentlemen, the crypto space, I ask you, how much cryptocurrency do you hold? Are you in Bitcoin? Are you ready if your fiat currency goes to zero? Are you prepared for that? Let me know in the comment section what you think we as Americans should do with cryptocurrency. What about your country? What do they do with cryptocurrency? How do they handle it? Whatever or however they handle it, whether you vote or not, you prepare yourself for all different financial activities, which means diversify in all of your money. It's not financial advice. It's just simple economics. So let me know what you think. If you like this video, hit me with a thumbs up, like, spike. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button for a daily news article on cryptocurrency that nobody else is covering. Till next time, I am your host, B Roots, with another episode coming soon of No Fun News. Peace to the Middle East.